Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Chanel. The channel is called The Moody Pages, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I am going to kind of rush this video. I have to pick up my daughter in like 45 minutes, and no, it should not take me 45 minutes to film, but the battery is running low. So I started to film the intro already, and I did, and I also filmed me like putting on my eyeshadow primer already. So I wanted to like state that, but I was wanting to essentially just talk books and like the books that I have read this month and do my makeup all at the same time. So, and I will not be, oof, that's a lot. I will not be talking about the makeup I'm doing, mainly because if I talk about makeup and books, we're gonna be here for that 45 minutes, if not longer. Okay, so I'm gonna let that get tacky, pull up my phone, and we will talk about the first book I read for March. Okay, first book I read was Crush by Tracy Wolff. Technically listened to it. I gave it a 5-star rating. We really got to see Hudson finally come about, and that was pretty interesting just to see his character come around and the character development happen. I kind of appreciated, I felt like this book was mainly focused on the character development, and I liked it. Like, is the book like the best thing ever? No, but it's pretty good. If you're a huge like Twilight fan, or if you like the TV show Legacies, this is pretty much like right up your alley, and I really enjoy Legacies, and I also really like Twilight, so this like series is perfect for me. And the third book that the second book that I listened to was, I'm sure it was Covet. I double check. Yes, was Covet by Tracy Wolff. So that's book number 3, and I also gave that one 5 stars. This one, okay, let me read what I wrote. Again, you know a book is really good though when I actually like kind of comment on Goodreads. And I put, there were times when I thought this really just dragged. The ending was incredible. It was heart-wrenching, tear-filled, hopeful, and left you wanting more. All that, don't mind me, I'm gonna take some of these makeup wipes. I'm using this Huda Beauty, and this is how pretty it is. I'm obsessed with glitters, so I am just putting glitter like everywhere. Anyways, this Crave series is really good. I really like it. It's been really, they're really long books, and I've been listening to them, and I'm actually listening to like, I think the 4th one right now, and dang, it's really long. It's a 24-hour book, but it's almost like you have like a buddy just like to listen to. It's like someone's like telling you their story, and I really like it. I think I have about 5 hours left, so we're coming close to the end, and then I think the next one comes out later on this year. I think the author has like 3 of them coming out this year. On to the next. Okay, so I buddy read this book, Daughter of the Pirate King, by Trisha Levenseller, and it's essentially about this girl who is a pirate, and she is trying to trick another pirate into letting them capture her, and then she's going to like steal their treasure, steal their map, and it's gonna be like a whole ordeal essentially. I think I just mentioned that I buddy read it with one of my friends, and this was her pick, and I'm actually really glad that she picked it. It was very different than what I was expecting and what I was kind of like wanting, I guess. So I did give it like the 4-star rounded up, really, because if I was gonna rate it 3 stars, it'd be because of the main character. She's not my favorite. I think the author almost makes her seem like invincible, and I get that she's like raised by the Pirate King, so of course she's gonna be like invincible and really powerful, but she is just not my cup of tea. But I really liked seeing her relationship with Raiden, which was the other pirate, like the pirate that captured her. And I'm not really spoiling anything by talking about their like relationship, because literally on the back of the book it says that they're like somehow love interests. I actually read this on Kindle, so I didn't know that. It's on Kindle Unlimited, by the way. My friend actually told me that that the love interest is listed on the back, and I was like, oh well. And we met him like in the first like few pages, so that was pretty easy to kind of like guess who it was. Yeah, and I guess you didn't really need to guess in the first place, huh? Anyways, the writing was different. I don't know, I go back and forth on it. It wasn't my favorite book. It was definitely 4 stars rounded up, mainly because it was something different, and I think that deserves some bonus points on like someone really stepping out of like the typical I don't know, writing styles of like fae courts. I don't know, it was something different, and I think that deserved some kudos and some recognition. Okay, so the next book I read, oops, sorry. Okay, the next book I read was My Darling Husband by Kimberly Bell. I gave it 5 stars. Like almost everything I read this month was 5 stars. Everything was so good. So this one, I listened to an audiobook as well, and I loved the format of this book. Like truly just loved the format. It was an interview, and then it was from the wife's point of view, and it was intense, and it was just so good. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would totally listen to it again. It was like that good. It was just captivating from the get-go, because you want to know like what this guy's like point of view was, what the heck happened for like this interview. And then even the person interviewing is kind of like, why do you want to interview now, like after all this time? And the ending kind of makes you want to like, I want to know what happened at the end. I want to know. Okay, I'm gonna edit out some of those parts, because I feel like that was definitely giving away a lot of the plot. And it's a really good book, and everyone should go read it or listen to it. It's a really entertaining read or listen. So highly recommend. The main character's name is Jade, and that's my daughter's name, so it kind of like it caught me off guard. I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen to this main character? Okay. So I have this concealer that's like clearly like 50 shades lighter than me. But I really like how hydrating it is for underneath my eyes, and they have a really crappy shade range, so I kind of have to make do with this, but it does really help brighten my under eyes, so at least there is that. The book I read was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I gave that 5 stars. Hold on. Now I'm gonna be honest with this one. I really had no idea what this book was about. I saw like tons of people talking about it, and I was just like, okay, well, pretty dress on the front, and if everyone's talking about it, might as well read it, I guess. And I truly went into it blind. I did not read any of the synopsis. I didn't really read any of like the reviews. Like for how popular this book is, like my wax lady, like we spent our session talking about this book. Truly one of probably the best books I've ever read. I love it. I don't understand how people could really hate on the book, but that's just me. I really like it. There was some trigger warnings that I kind of wish I would have known about. Mainly in the beginning, it kind of felt like grooming to me in the beginning, and I really didn't like that, and I was really hesitant on the rest of the book because that's not something that is my cup of tea, and nor do I like reading about. So anyways, aside from that though, it was really good, surprisingly really good. Oh no, and my camera's like back at like the 1 battery. Okay, next one I read was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. I gave that 5 stars. It was very different to me, like the concept of someone living that long. I love hearing about different type of like gods, I guess, like Greek gods, and I honestly don't know what this is, a god of the dark though, but spectacular. Like I loved it, and the ending was even really good too. I will say that there are some parts that are a little bit slower, but still pretty good. Okay. The next one was The Paris Apartment. That was my book club's read for the month, and I still have to get together with them and do a full-on review with that one, so this one should be a pretty quick review. I gave it 4 stars rounded up. It's not my favorite Lucy Foley book. It's still good, just not what I think it was mainly not what I was in the mood for, is essentially what it was. So full review on that one later. Then Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne, and I also gave that one 5 stars. It was just a really cute book. Like it kind of reminded me of the book after. I forget who the author is for that book, but I really enjoyed it, and it totally reminded me of like Hardin and Tess, but just a lot better. And I don't know, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. The concept, the old people, I don't know, it was a unique to me romance book, and because I feel like most romance books are like based off the plot of like journalism, and I get real tired of that. Journalism, or like some type of like social media, I guess. And this had none of that, which made me really happy. So that's why I gave it a 5-star rating. Okay, I think we are at the end here. It's pretty much the final look, guys. And just in time for the 5th, or the last book. Daughter of the Siren Queen. I gave it a 5-star rating, so this is book number 2 out of the Daughter of a Pirate King. Okay, this one was way better than the first one. Like, seriously, way better. I wish this one would have been the first one. It seemed like sometimes like things were going a little too good, and that made me like pretty hesitant. But you know, it kind of all worked out, and so that's good. We saw a lot more character development and a lot more, I don't know, there was just a lot more plot going on. There was a lot more action in this book, and that's what I really wanted, was a lot more action. I think that's what lacked in the last one. The previous book, the first one, had I don't know, it was kind of setting the stage, I guess, for Alosa and Raiden, and this kind of just really took the relationship to the next level, which I really liked. Okay guys, this is probably like record timing on how fast I've done my makeup on camera, and yeah, it's not too shabby. Maybe next one I can go a little bit more into detail, or you guys tell me what you'd like to see look wise. I have a lot of makeup. And if you guys want more in-depth reviews about it and want me to talk about a certain book while I do my makeup, I'd totally be willing to do that. I kind of want to go into detail about Evelyn Hugo, but I'm not too sure. Maybe like a book I find for my April read. We'll do that. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!